Heard a lot about No-fap. Let's consider the pros and cons. First of all, let's consider the pros of No-fap. Well, fapping, which is another way of saying masturbating, is a sin. Or if you don't believe that it's a sin, at the very least, it's something that it's, how shall I call it? Not the best way to spend your time. It's embarrassing, even if you don't admit that it is sinful. You will have to admit that it lacks dignity. So, determining not to do it is good in that respect, in that it encourages one to avoid this activity that is at least undignified and also, I would say, inherently sinful. Also, No-fap introduces or induces discipline, which is good. It's good to discipline oneself. It's good to be able to not always, give in to any particular desire that strikes you at any particular time, which isn't to say that all desires are bad, or that desire is bad, or that needs or urges or wants are bad. But just to say that you become more of an autonomous being, and I would say a freer and more human person, or more you live up more to your potential as a human being when you are able not simply to give in to your baser drives. So score 2 for No-fap. Now, I would say probably if you are successful in No-fap for a given length of time, you'll start to have some incredibly sexy dreams. but I would hesitate to say to call that a benefit of No-fap, but it's just something I just wanted to observe will probably take place. And, you either rule your passions or you get ruled by them. And this, I guess, attaches to what I was saying before about becoming a more autonomous, freer, and more disciplined person. That when you are able to be the one in charge of your passions rather than being led around by the nose by them, then again, that is a virtue. Another thing is, if you if like many men, you tend to use pornography as an aid towards fapping, then not watching pornography is inherently a good thing. I'm all for starving the porn industry to the best of our ability, and so that's an ancillary benefit, but it is a good thing that would also come from No-fap, which isn't to say that some of us don't have a good enough imagination that we don't need any porn, in which case this rule does not apply. So a pretty long list of benefits. Now, what is the downside? What are the costs of No-fap? Well, paradoxically, the more you refrain from this activity, the more you will likely be fixated. You will find your mind fixated on sex, and it's just part of the physiological reality of being a man, I believe, when you have buildup of semen in the testes. It's going to cause that kind of change. So that's paradoxically I don't know if it's paradoxical, but it's well, it's paradoxical in the sense that by refraining from indulging, you will become more. The temptation to indulge will grow greater and greater, and you will become more prone to being indulgent. You'll start to look at everything and see something sexual in it. You look at a tree and think of a naked lady. I think you understand what I'm saying here. So that is a potential risk. I know there are some who claim that you increase your testosterone by not indulging in this way. I don't really understand that entire notion, because it would seem like plenty of high T men who are virtuous men are married and have copious sex with their wives and have many children in large families. So it doesn't, and so I don't understand how refraining from orgasm makes you more high T, or makes you more of a man. That part of it doesn't really make sense to me. One more thing: this is not really a benefit, but it is something that it's almost like a kind of a benefit in a strange sort of way, in a strange social sort of way, because it seems that lately certain groups have come to associate No-fap ideology with being right-wing, or being fascist, or being reactionary, having not an improper ideology. Like, the proper ideology would be just to watch pornography and masturbate a lot. That's what men are supposed to do, according to the sick, depraved, degenerate mores of our time. So, just refraining for the purpose of spiting these people, not that they would know, or not that it would affect their lives one way or the other, whether you were doing it or not. But still, I think there's something, anything that would piss off the Antifa and their type. Thumbs up to that. Would No-fap make you more prone to being successful with women, if that is your goal? I don't understand. I really don't get how that is supposed to play out. I've heard people claim that before, but it doesn't seem to me that it doesn't seem to me that would necessarily work. It seems to me that you would be more likely to be on edge, and more likely to be overwhelmed with sexual thoughts, and thus less likely to be, suave and debonair. So I really have some doubts about that one. All in all, I've grown more positive. I've grown to have a more positive feeling about No-fap than I once did. I think I once just sort of thought it was silly. Not that I was ever pro-masturbation, don't get me wrong, but I thought the whole ideology seemed a little silly. And I still have some doubts or some questions about some of the things that are claimed regarding it. But I think on the whole, I would say the yays outweigh the nays. Now, I would not be someone who would suggest getting in anybody's face, or getting in anybody's business, or asking anybody questions about themselves and about how long it's been since they spanked the monkey or whatever. I think a manly thing to do is to mind your own business, and to run your to run your affairs in the way you best see fit, and not to try to proselytize, because we're all muddling through, we're all trying, and it's difficult for all of us. Well, it's more difficult for some of us, but living in the time in which we're living is difficult for all of us. So these are my thoughts right now on NoFap. Let me know if you have anything to add below.